whenever I've seen him, WWE used to come to mind. Because then if you ever went to a gym and saw him, then you'd feel like, oh my God, does he lift up like 300 kg as a bench press? Arunoday, brother, thank you so much for joining me.
Always good to see you.
But that is the truth, right? Everyone gets intimidated by the size of the man. Imagine if there's a silhouette shot,
right,
and you're walking in where like, with the sunset at the back.
That's right. I'm waiting for those.
But this is the truth, right? Has this been a problem for you because of the way you look throughout?
It's been a good and a bad thing, I suppose. Yeah. Some things good, some things bad.
What is the bad? Have you lost a lot of roles because of it?
Yes, that I have. Not lost a lot of roles, but just not even been allowed to audition. Because then what's the point?
So this chat I used to have a lot with Nawaz also. Okay, so I told him, brother, why don't you make your body?
Yeah.
He goes, भाई मुझे body बनानी नहीं है because अगर एक बार मैंने बना दी तो मैं फंस जाऊंगा उसके अंदर. तो इसका विपरीत भी बैठता है फिर. किसी ने कभी बोला है कि lose weight, lose the size, lose the physical mannerisms so that you sit into it.
I've been told to get narrower. So I said, do you mean pudge or do you mean width?
Yeah.
They said width.
Yeah.
So I said, how medically is that going to happen? Like, they wouldn't let me audition. They said, no, you have to be narrower.
Right.
I said, I can get slimmer, but I can't do narrow.
Yeah.
So that happens. It's a bit idiotic, but it does happen.
It's an industry now that is very accepting of all forms, shapes, sizes.
We're still getting there. We're not quite there yet.
It's better than a lot.
More accepting.
Yeah. So I rephrase.
Not accepting enough, but more accepting.
But the last 2 years has been good. I've been chatting with so many artists, and it's a lovely time. Because there's not enough people to fill in the roles.
That's correct.
So almost every casting director is saying, "Yaar, sabko bula lo, jisko bhi jante ho."
This is correct.
Yeah, I got a call after 8 years.
Nice.
They said, "Sir, aap kya kar rahe ho aajkal?" I said, "Nahi, abhi shayad nahi ho payega." But this is owned by you, and that's what I really like. So I think casting for you, I think has to be perfect. Yeah. When you burst onto the scene years ago, and I remember Sudhir sir saying, "This man is he's like a meteor. He's going to like light up Bollywood."
Sweet. Yeah.
And it's the truth. I think your performances were there. I think there was a certain thought process that said, "Ye thoda sa Western actor lagta hai."
It's because of how I speak.
Yes. Yeah. And here, you're breaking a lot of that also. I think that's acceptance has happened a lot.
That's what I find funny. It's like they meet you as who you are.
Yeah.
And then they audition you.
Yeah.
And they see you auditioning in the language they want.
Yeah.
But they can't forget that you speak this way. So it's like, usse nahi hoga. But I just did the audition. And it's like, no, but we don't believe you. I said, but that's the job.
Right.
It's not like I'm a kidnapper or a serial killer. I'm playing the thing. Yeah. It's not like I have to do it in real life and be like, oh, he's perfect. So
but you have to work triple times as hard and you get judged more often when you're on set.
I think all of us do anyway. I think everyone has a different degree to which they get judged or which they have to work. I do have to like dumb down the yankiness a little bit. Because it's a bit much. I do get that it's a bit much and some people get a little like, isse nahi, bilkul nahi hoga. Right. So I tone it down a little bit.
This is a very physical show.
Yes.
There's a lot of jumping, smashing around.
Yes.
And I think, as every single male actor, there was always when you grew up.
Yeah.
So you'd either have a Godfather kind of sense, or then you'll have a James Dean kind of sense, and you grow a little older, you'll have Amitabh Bachchan ji.
Yeah.
And were you always like that with gun in my hand? I felt like a man kind of scene when you're watching cinema as well?
Not always, but I mean, when you're a kid, those are the things you love most. Like, if somebody makes me Indiana Jones, it'll be the greatest thing in my life. Yeah. That's my dream role. But yeah, that kind of thing has always fascinated me. Yeah. It's like being a kid on a playground, except they pay you for it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So when the first time you had a gun in film, how does it look when you watch yourself on screen?
I don't.
Really?
I don't. I find it very odd. I watch what I dub, but I even do that mostly by sound.
But why?
It's a very oddly insecure thing to do. Yeah. I don't learn anything watching me. I only learn what I didn't or cannot do well.
So you're saying you don't watch the final product?
No.
You're not watching dub because you just have to do it.
Yeah.
But you're not sitting with the director and having a little chat after the end of the day's shoot?
If he's letting me work on it more than he's letting me work on it, then I'll sit on it. But usually I don't get a choice. So if I don't get a choice in the edit or the thing, I don't want to see it because it looks better in my head. The memory is better than what I see, usually.
Really?
Yeah. Not in a quality sort of way, but it's just I thought of it differently and it messes with my... So I'd rather not.
And when you say you thought of it differently, a lot of the times when you're given a script, you read it, you'll say yes and no, and then when it starts to play out, then you might see it differently, and then the final product is extremely different.
Yeah.
Have you reached that stage now? Is it exactly as you're reading it and playing it out, especially with Apharan?
It's always different because we all, like, our sensibilities are different, the way you parse narrative is different.
Yeah.
And I find that this is why also I don't see it. It's not just insecurity. It's like I will start judging or altering based on what I think.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea because A, what do I know? And if
Enough.
but even if I know better, it's not what's required.
And it's not your show.
And it's not my show.
As a director.
So you have to just, I don't watch it so that I'm doing what they want rather than, so I'm in control of me.
Yeah.
But how it looks and how it comes across, until I get given the green light to take care of it, I don't.
You know, I've always loved his sense of humor as well also. And when you watch Arunoday and when he walks in and he's very cool, he'll have these red cars of his also. You know, I remember watching him in a Jeep and I said, this is exactly what I think of him. So I think that's why I was really excited when I was having a chance to get him on StarStop. What's the toughest thing for you, you know, having to sort of deal with Bollywood as a family? Sometimes it's a family which is dysfunctional. Sometimes it's a family that, you know, we're celebrating 4 different kinds of films in the last 3 months that are doing exceptional business.
Yeah.
Yet there are such varying opinions. I couldn't get, I was just watching Kashmiri Files. I couldn't get into the theater, barely got in. I enjoyed Gangubai as much.
Right.
I was crying when I was watching 83 as well.
Right.
Yet such polarizing opinions of audiences now, you know.
Yeah.
I have my cameraman and me don't see eye to eye. He didn't like a certain film and he says, "आप तो हर picture को अच्छी करते हो क्योंकि सब आपके दोस्त हैं." But when you know, the kind of cinema that is available is so exciting. For an actor, it's such a beautiful time. So you must be really excited of 2020 to 22. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
The last 3 years has changed everything. Is that the same for you all as well?
I always think it's the case. Like anytime somebody tells me times are changing, they seem to be exactly like they were then. Things don't change much. They really don't.
Okay.
You talk to Sudhir, like when we did Ye Sali Zindagi, it was like everything's going to change, things are changing, it's a better time now.
Yeah.
And you talk to him a little later, it's the same. The number of films doing really well is about the same. The number of commercial things doing not so well is about the same. I think things just, I'm quite level
Okay,
that
a
way.
couple of more mediums now. Just the fact that, you know.
That's just a more, like you exactly said, more mediums. The ratio and the quality doesn't change. It's the same ratio and quality throughout.
Personally, do you feel that there's a more of a free hand for actors as far as OTT is concerned to be able to explore much more?
How sweet. No, we don't get given free hands. No. There's more, the writers definitely, which is a great thing. Writers have more of a shot of getting their work that's not been greenlit by a star, say they can get their, so that gives actors like me more of a chance to get work. But we don't get a say. Not yet. One day I'll get a say. Those days aren't here yet. I just do what I'm told.
I have to sort of agree with one part. He's super chill and super humble. He spent 17 seconds from jumping from one set to the other set and sitting here. And he literally has probably got food on his mind also. But I appreciate the fact that you had to jump across here. There, I feel you had a say, but you could have had lunch.
But that's the job. I'd rather talk to you than have lunch. Lunch will wait.
Wow. But this is awesome. It's been how many years now? 8, 7?
In the business or since we've met?
No, since haven't met for a while now.
Well, 10. 11 this year, actually. This is 11.
I discount those 2 years of the pandemic always. Because I feel that we weren't able to go out that much,
That's my usual life. Other than the sad state and the worry for the world, my life didn't change.
That's true,
I'm usually solo, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm either working a lot or I'm doing absolutely nothing. So it's the same. And I worked I worked a little bit. I was fortunate enough. But it was the same.
Okay, so now tell me about you. Are you saying that you made some decisions? You know, when you come in, you choose scripts, you choose directors, you choose people. You can't choose scams. Scams find you.
Giving too much power and credit. I choose nothing.
Yes, you do.
No, really. You get a very limited amount of things that you're even eligible for, and then you make the best decision you can amongst that. You don't have control over it past that. And worrying about that is what drives most people nuts.
So would you say this is like one of the biggest things to have happened in the last few years?
This is pretty much the biggest thing that's happened. It changed my life, this one.
And now, does the phone stop ringing or the WhatsApp's a bit more? You don't have to send this across to someone?
Nothing, no. It's still the same. Which is good. It keeps you
Dude,
honest.
you need to change management, man, maybe?
I've never had.
Exactly!
Yeah. They don't want anything to do with me. Now there's a very sweet bunch at Inega that just took me up. But for the 10 years, I've had no management. I've been told I was unmanageable.
I've been told you're difficult.
Not difficult. I've been told there's no future for me. I had a manager that I went to ask for management. He just told me this to my face. He's like, you're a really cool guy, but I don't think you have much of a future here. So what do I need him for?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't worry about management. What do they know?
Well, the new management that he's hired is...
They love me.
Yes.
They love me. And they're lucky as hell, too, to have me.
Yeah. How is this, sort of, since you've not watched it, you've always had people that you bank on to say that, listen, have I pulled this one off? Do you think I've nailed this part?
Yeah.
So do you have those 3 or 4 people around you? No. You're driving in the blind then, pretty much?
Pretty much. Life is better that way.
Really?
Because it's either my sisters who just think I'm ridiculous most of the time, and the greatest compliment I'll get was, you weren't bad. You know
Even
what I mean?
for this?
They haven't seen the first one.
Okay.
Because they were neither of them were here in India, so they haven't seen the first one. They're going to come to the screening today to see a little bit of this.
But what about the trailer? You're nailing
Trailer
it.
they love.
Yeah.
Trailer they love.
So have you gone a little bit above you're not bad?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm the elder brother. I'm useless from the get-go.
Are you told now this is season 2.
Yeah.
Do we get a little bit more stuff coming from you as far as gifts or as far as things? Because your remuneration might have gone up.
Yeah, no, I mean, gifts for who?
For family?
Nah, man, I got divorced. I need all the gifts I kept just for me. Are you serious? No, I ain't got time for none of y'all. Trying to keep my life going.
It's a tough world. Sometimes people say that it's easier for the newer lot to come in there because they're ready, but they don't have to be exactly like how everyone expected them to be, say, 20 years ago. Okay. There was a certain kind of people that they wanted. You need to know how to horse ride, you have to do fight classes and all those kind of things. That has changed now. Now, do the directors say, or in your experience at least, where you don't need to be, like a set pattern. You can just be anything and then, come and give the audition. We'll figure out where to place you in the show. Has that started happening a lot?
No, that's never happened with me. I don't think that's ever, no. They usually have a pretty good sense of what they want, and actors lie all the time anyway. Do you know how to ride a horse? Yes. Do you know how to fly a, MiG? Yes. Can you drive a tank? Yes. And then you lie and show up on set and you figure it all out.
By the way, do you know how to do like the entire fight bits? You can ride. I know you can ride horses and all.
I can ride a horse. I can drive a tank.
You can?
I did this thing with Mohanlal, which was very cool. Like 1971 Beyond Borders little thing. Yeah. I got to drive a tiger tank, which was fantastic.
And you knew how to do it, or you learned?
No, they taught me. They taught me not for the show.
Okay.
Somebody else was supposed to drive the tank, and they didn't want to. So it was just there. I was like, I want to drive it. So that's an actor. You get to learn all these things just for joy.
You need to maybe dress it up a little bit more sometimes to appear like the actor, inverted commas. Do you think you need to do a little bit of that?
No, I don't think that's good for my ego or my state of mental health.
Yeah?
Yeah. Life's okay. This is the way it is.
Any shows that you watched online that, sometimes a lot of actors now say, like, that's the kind of stuff that I want to do right now. Do you go out to cinemas often now, or the last 2 years?
As often as I can, yes. Yeah. As often as I can. Obviously, the last couple of years has been... But as soon as they opened, I was back. Because there's nothing like watching a movie in a theater. No screen in hand,
But I've actually sort of enjoyed that. I actually don't have the time to watch a 3-hour film sometimes.
Yeah.
And I do feel that being able to watch it at home, I've got kids jumping on me every 15 minutes. Right. But I still sort of maintain the thread in my head, and I'm able to sort of savor it a little bit more. I don't agree with a lot of people that say that it breaks a cinematic experience. I've actually enjoyed watching cinema online as well.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's better or worse.
Yeah.
It's just different. So some things you enjoy when you can, like you said, like if you have no ability to do that and you get the chance to see something that good on your phone, that's fantastic.
But what about box office? I've been speaking to actors of late I've said, okay, so you've got a release out, right?
Yeah.
But you can't measure it. You will measure it by 1.8 million streams. But does that really make you understand anything about it? At least earlier you had one single parameter.
The day I become a producer is when I'll give a damn about this. Not because I don't want to, but because it doesn't change anything for me.
Well, I'm sure it does. I mean,
no, it really doesn't. I've been in films that have done spectacularly and my life didn't change much. I've been in films that nobody wants to even be associated with and things didn't change much. How does it matter?
Wow.
So yeah, those things don't, the less I think about that stuff, the less it matters.
I think I need to chat with you, a kind of group of people that you're meeting.
It's just me.
Yeah.
It's just me. I hang out with groups, but it's just me.
No, man, I think that's the reason why you're so cool, brother. I would love to actually do a show with you, man. I think it'll be awesome.
Anytime.
What about in between shots? Are you like this in between shots as well?
This is exactly how I am. Never change. Just be this. I'm usually listening to music and talking a lot less, though. I tend not to,
This show at the back now that, I think life has changed a lot with the OTT platforms. You can watch it for as long as you want. You don't have to watch it on that particular Friday. I think that was one of the biggest problems that people had when they used to watch a film on a Friday and Saturday. That kya kare ab? Supposing we missed it. Has that helped, audiences sort of savor a little bit more? People watch word of mouth, and they'll probably catch it. Maybe even if they watch it a month later, and they'll just walk up to you.
It's definitely more forgiving in that you don't have to stress about the weekend.
Yeah.
I've seen like nervous breakdowns happen because of the weekends, you know, which is not a good thing. So it's definitely, I always think you should be able to watch it at your convenience because it's for you.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to dictate, you only come and see it here on Friday. Watch it whenever you want. So I think that has been a lovely thing.
And I think it's also uska vipareet bhi ho raha hai. People are not sure that they want to go on that Friday to watch a film unless they really hear great things about it.
Right, and also these things are getting ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Like just to go out on a Friday for a film, if you've got a family of 5 and they all want
Impossible.
popcorn, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember what it used to be like. This is not this stressful.
Even 2 years back, we've got rolls that were 200, which are now 400 rupees.
Yeah.
I've realized now, I think that is a very big deterrent. When you, when you've been long enough in the industry and wanted to watch cinema, you just really understand what this money problem is. It's a huge issue.
Yeah, because constantly it's just, and not everything, like you said, is worth that.
Yeah.
And you know, you go there and you're like, I want my money back. And who's going to give you your money back?
Twice in the last 2 years, that's happened with me, not otherwise.
Happens all the time.
Co-actors, Sukhmani I've known for a long time. Brilliant writer.
Yeah, she is.
I've actually known her as a writer only.
Yeah.
And then she developed into this really fun actress. And before that, we used to be Goa buddies.
Yeah.
We used to hang out in Goa and all that, and so much has changed. She's somebody who I wouldn't have thought would have fit into the Bollywood scheme of things.
Right.
Very different mindset, writing.
But that's why she's like, people like her are needed. The more people that don't fit into the scheme of things, that's when fun happens.
How is she on set? There's a lot of.
Oh, she was extraordinary. She was great. I've known her a little bit before this, and also like I've known her mostly as a writer and somebody I've run into. We had common friends.
Yeah.
But I had to do stunts with her. She kicked my ass. Yeah, she roundhouse kicked me in the face, not on purpose, but she did it.
Yeah, I think she's been doing. So this was actually what I was watching. She was training a lot for the.
She was training a lot. She wasn't comfortable with it before, and she was a little like she's not comfortable around the stunts or the action. It's not really her thing, and she was very nervous. And she did it like a champ, which I always love.
Stunts easy for you to do?
Yeah, very.
Very.
Yeah. The hurting is not easy, but the doing of it's easy. Yeah.
So what's your routine like? If people ever looked at physical.
Yeah.
I know, like I used to speak a lot to Vidyut as well.
Yeah.
The physicality of, the kind of roles that he does, even Tigers all the time, constantly trying to do something. Are you like that as well, morning to night, figuring out a schedule of physicality?
No, morning to night, I'm trying to figure out how to do as little as possible.
I put myself in a trap there.
Yeah, no. As a little, no, but them, that's very different because a lot of the things they have to do are very rooted in the martial art that they already do.
Yeah.
If I had a role like that, then I'd have to change. I altered depending on what I need to do.
Okay.
For myself, I stay as active as I can, as you can in a city like Bombay where you can't run and jump and climb trees.
Yeah.
But I keep it as active as possible so that a baseline is there. Because you can't go from nothing to doing stunts.
True, of course.
Because you see a guy running across the screen and you don't realize that he did that for 15 takes for about 4 hours.
Endurance-wise, only he'll just kill you. Yeah.
It's very difficult. It's way more difficult than people think.
Yeah.
So you have to have a basic level of fitness, and then depending on whether the role calls for more or less, you train accordingly. This was fun, but his physical capabilities are not more than mine, so I didn't have to train at anything extra. I just had to make sure I didn't fall, which I failed. So
But no workshops also then required for something
for
like this.
physical workshops?
No, even otherwise, acting and physical workshops. They used to do a lot of movement workshops earlier, I remember.
Which are always great fun. I think that people should do it. It's just that not everyone takes the time or the money for it.
The money, that's the beauty of
Everything comes down to money.
Cinema now, what's the, like you said, this is opening up a few doors.
Yeah.
Are you going to now knock on those doors a little bit more? Or?
I'm done knocking. I'm breaking through. I'm done. I'm done being nice. I've been polite for too long. I'm coming for all of it.
So are you going to be the SMS and WhatsApp warrior?
Nah, dude. I'm just going to go and say hi to you in person, grab you by the back of the neck. Wake up producers in the middle of the night sitting on their bed with a knife saying, hi.
This hotel is quite popular with producers.
Yeah. I'm doing my research. I'm looking around. I see what's going on. Well, I've never been the SMS type, I don't think. I think in India especially, it's the in-person works.
What do you say? Like when you've got a really big hit show and the director says, yeah, nice, hi, good to see you.
I don't talk about the work at all. Oh. I find that, because I've been watching, the more you try and explain to them why you're worthy, the more nervous you get. And they get everyone coming up to them and trying to sell them. I don't sell them, I just try and make you laugh. I try and make you laugh, I make sure it was an easy time to hang out with me, and then I vanish. That's the best I can do. Anything more is going to only bite me in the ass later because it's usually backfiring.
What about the awards parties now? Are you now going to be more social
I've
there?
never been invited.
What?
I've never been invited. I got invited to 1 year of where I was eligible for Ye Sali Zindagi.
Right.
So I was
That's
up
a long time back.
That was a long time back. Since then, I haven't been invited to one.
Wow. This is
I
going to change things.
Who knows, man?
No. At least the OTT awards.
I ain't get invited to that either. They just happened. They just happened. I've been here. I didn't get invited. Which is why I don't care about these things no more.
I'm not too sure if he's pulling a fast one or maybe it's the truth.
Ask. Just like, you can Google it. Catch a picture of me anywhere. Not for lack of wanting to be there, but I never got invited. I went once as a friends plus one.
Rubbish.
Yeah, I went with Sheetal Malar, who's a dear friend, and we got invited to something, and she's like, Day, I don't want to go alone, there's all these people coming, will you come? I said, yeah, I'll come. And then the people at the desk, you know, when you check in, they had a panic attack because they didn't know where to seat me because they didn't plan. So they said, okay, we'll put you up here, but your friend has to sit back there. I said, I'm her plus one, so I have to go sit where she sits. I'm going to like, no, but you, I was like, but you didn't invite me, so you don't get to worry about this anymore anyway.
Wow. This is like the airport, you know, when they expect you to go business class and you go, no, I'm actually going this way, which is economy class, which is, you know, it happens a lot with actors who then will try to hide and then everyone's sniggering over there, but that's fine. You're as real as they can be, man, brother. Thanks so much for joining me.
Good pleasure.
I have to say that I think a lot is going to change with this. I think this kind of attitude is so fresh these days. It's impossible to find these days, so everyone takes themselves too seriously. Arunoday Singh is there on a platter. I think you all need to come and join the buffet service. That's what I feel, at least.
Well done.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
StarStop.
Use that.
We're done.